Shiru l'Adonai Shir Hadash, Shiru l'Adonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai Baruch Hu Shemo Basru Miyom Liyom Yeshuato, Shiru l'Adonai Shir Hadash. Well, we do 3 times there, and then you're going to go on when I do the high part. So let's just go to the high part.
Okay.
Shiru, Shiru l'Adonai, Shiru, Shiru l'Adonai, Shiru, Shiru l'Adonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru, Shiru l'Adonai, Shiru, Shiru l'Adonai, Shiru, Shiru l'Adonai, Kol and then
what was Howard going to do when we do the 2
acapella
together?
at that point? Were you just going to do a few little things, or should we just? Because we just kind of I pull out. I stop playing regularly, and then we end at that end.
She's going to play on the phone.
Yeah, she's just playing on the counter. Okay, good.
So what about, are you still going to do the thing where I stay low and then you go high at the same time?
That's what we were doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's
So we do 3 unison, and then do I stay low?
Yes.
We don't ever do the unison high? 'Cause
No,
sometimes
we
have.
don't do the unison
All right, we
high,
won't
and
go.
he's doing violin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Any, let's just continue going through as it feels right. Any vocal things that you're wanting from Rabbi Ariel or myself?
I know she was doing Roma Mu. It looks like we cleared that up. I hadn't. You can join in. I mean, like a.
Yeah.
But
And she does amazing harmonies.
Yeah, I know. I really want to get to. I'm terrible at coming up with spontaneous harmonies, but I really want to learn from her and figure out some ways to get three-way Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not good at spontaneous harmonies either.
and okay, and with this going back, and what did Capos on Rotenberg? Was it all open?
Yeah.
Now this is a sound thing. Gordon, are you
I
here?
think, unless I didn't write it down.
Is
Let's
Gordon
try
here?
it so we make sure.
No, I know. I wanted to know if Gordon was here. Where's Gordon?
Gordon's
Gordon!
request a few.
There's one part, the second stuff of Lachadodi, I'm using a pick and it might be louder, so I don't know.
Yeah, it gets
okay.
louder.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just saying, because the first part's going to be mine, and then I'm going to do, as long as I can turn the page.
Like the last 4 verses.
Right. La 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 Lachadodi. La 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 Likatana. La 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 Panei Shabbat. Panei Shabbat. Wait, Panei Shabbat Kabbalat. Lo Tivoshi. Hi. Lo Tivoshi. Lo Tikami. Matishtochachi. Umataheni. Achesazu. Ani Ami. V'nivnita Iraltila. La 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 Lachadodi. La 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 Likrakala. La 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 Panei Shabbat. Panei Shabbat Kabbalat. Okay.
Okay, do you...
Rock on.
Can I help in any way with pages, or do you just
Well,
need to
it's
watch
just that one, just going from Lo Tivoshi to the next one is where I'm at. Is
But what
where
about
I'm,
the chorus? It looked like you flipped back to the chorus.
No, the chorus is over here. It
Oh,
was
okay, good.
All right. I think I'm pretty good.
right, let's see.
Did the balance sound okay with the strumming? Good.
Should we do let's do Mika Mocha as long as we're,
Okay, mi chamocha. It is.
or Hashkivenu. Well, but Howard's going to be on Mika Mocha, so maybe we should do that.
You weren't playing on
That was-
Hashkivenu, right?
No, but, no, just on Mika.
Okay, mi chamocha. Was it open?
0. Yeah.
Okay. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 mi mocha baili madonna mi mocha nera vakodesh nora tehilo sefelem nora tehilo sefelem. Yeah, yeah.
Going to go into Malchut.
Malchutecha rahuvanecha, okei ayalom sheyoshev Miriam, ze'elianu ve'amru, ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai lo ve'olam va'ad, Adonai lo ve'olam va'ad. Yai lai lai. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 la. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 la. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 la. Yai lai lai lai. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's got to keep going.
Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. It's not you have to keep going. It's just I'm blind. I can't see the page, so I'll look at this one. I couldn't
Okay.
read it.
All right.
All of a sudden, I'm looking down, and it's like, oh, I really can't read that. That sounds very cool. People are gonna love
I
this.
know.
They are going to eat it up.
I think it really adds to this whole song. Yeah, it's just
It is
beautiful.
so beautiful, Howard. All right. Yikiyu, I usually do two.
Should we try Hashkivenu?
No. All right. I did Yikiyu, right? Yeah. Okay. Yikiyu, the ratzon, imrefi, vehegion libi, lefanecha, Adonai, suri vegoali. No, I just have to go closer. No, it's okay. Just ask me. I'll tell you. You don't just do it.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And
Hashkivenu.
you can
He's
hear
not
each other
doing
all right?
Hashkivenu. I need to use the bathroom. Okay. Do we need to run it? Okay. Havana Shira, was it open?
Hashkivenu was on 1.
No, I'm talking about Havana Shira.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah. Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah. Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah. Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah. Woo. Yay, we got a handle on that.
Am I gonna just stay low?
Yes,
Oh, that's okay.
because you can't sing that
Me
high.
stay on first part harmony. Yes.
You can't sing that
That's
high.
fine. I'm just
Oh,
reading
yeah,
this.
right. Okay.
No, I have to sing it. I have to lower
I told you how many thousands of times I'm so happy you're here? It's like, oh my gosh. Oh, it's so cool. It's the fun part. You're out of school. You're here. It's like very cool. Okay. Sure. Good.
Are you saying we each do our own?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
that's
do
fine.
that.
I just couldn't hear it.
And also, I mean, I know we usually go right from Agupa to, oh, wait a second. Well, Lahudaran and I want to say something a little bit before I do it. Because well, I'll talk to you later. Yeah. Okay. Yes, saying the page number is fine. But that the English words aren't in there. So there's that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And with the hot mic, everyone already knows, so we don't even have to announce it later. Hi, everybody. It's a hot mic. It's like, yeah. So.
Her spouse came up to light candles, and she said something like vaguely mean to him. It's kind of odd, you know, leads into her tenure. She said that's when everyone came to love her. She's human. Handed you a list of Leia.
Great. So, dear ones, do we want to just seal?
Let's get ready.
Maybe someone will offer a word Kabbalat. Oh, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. I think we have. Oh. We have 1 minute, so if we wanted to get started, we can do that.
Mindy?
Do you have thoughts for candle lighting?
Julie is asking. Julie is asking somebody. I don't know who though. So you might want to ask.
We'll just call whoever.
I'll see.
And it's which paper? 0. Okay. Oh, are we doing this guitar? Sorry. Whoops. I know. We're starting with this guitar. Oh, okay. Well, it'll help them calm down. Okay.
page 10.
Yedi nefesh b'rachamam, meshoch avdecha, el retzonecha, meshoch avdecha, yadadadaya, el retzonecha. Yarutz avdecha, kemo hayah, yishtachaveh elai, yadadadaya, el muadarecha. Yedi nefesh b'rachamam, yedi nefesh b'rachamam, meshoch avdecha, el retzonecha, meshoch avdecha, la 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 la, el retzonecha. Yarutz avdecha, kemo hayah, yishtachaveh elai, yadadadaya, el hadarecha.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbos.
I'm Rabbi Joey Glick. I have round glasses, light skin, long hair tonight.
I'm Rabbi Ariel. So glad to be here with a big smile on my face and a dark shirt and hair pulled up.
I'm Howard Ornstein with the mask because I'm not singing. I'm playing the guitar, the violin.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do have a mic. You have a mic. I have a mic. We all have mics. It's
You can use mine if you
It's-
want
it's
to,
like,
Rachel.
good,
It's
thanks,
fine. Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom. I am Rachel Lipkin, and I am wearing Shabbos whites. Okay, and my big old Jewish star, and I am. Let's see, I'm wearing glasses, and I have an acoustic guitar that people think is an electric guitar.
Hi, Mindy Benowitz, Shabbat Shalom. I have light skin, short, dark, and silver curly hair and purple glasses. Happy to be here.
Welcome to each of you who is joining us on Zoom tonight. Everyone who is on YouTube, so good to see, or kind of see you through that camera. And welcome to everyone who's here in our space on 50th Street tonight. Is anyone here at Shir Tikva for the very first time? Would you mind just saying who you are and where you're coming from?
I'm Ruby Chazen. I'm here for the first time, and I'm from the city, and I wanted to share that.
Welcome.
So many welcome Rubies.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome.
Anyone else? Oh, awesome. Anyone else?
It's sort of my first time. My name is Michael. I was here once, many years ago. It doesn't count. I am a climate change refugee from California. Lived with the Wisconsin for the last 3 summers. And I come back to the Twin Cities for, I think, the 4th time now. I'm staying because I don't want to stop. And leaving life because I do something dumb because I was supposed to do.
Welcome, Michael.
So I'm glad to be here.
Welcome,
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Is anyone back in our space for the first time since COVID? Oh my gosh, that might be a first.
Or if just feeling shy. If you're feeling shy, if you just want to sort of like shift a shoulder maybe, or like lift an eyebrow. We won't call on you, but if you just want to sort of like shift in your seat so we'll know that's true for you, that might be okay.
Welcoming the new folks, we'll take an opportunity to sing the words of the Shehechianu of a blessing for new times, new places, new people. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh. Whew, big amen. I am just so thankful to have arrived at this place at this time with you all. There's a text in the Talmud about Jewish prayer that I have to be honest, I've always kind of hated. We hear from Rav Yosef, my namesake, which I'm bitter about, that one isn't truly praying unless they are able to lechadesh davar, introduce a new thing into their prayer. There's so much to worry about in Jewish prayer, so many Hebrew words to mispronounce, and so many pages to get lost within. Rav Yosef this statement tends to make me feel guilty for those times where I feel like I'm unable to make my prayers fresh. However, this past week, a friend gave me a useful nudge that I wanted to pass on to you all. Rav Yosef isn't telling us that we need to reinvent the wheel or do something totally revolutionary every time we pray. Instead, we need to change a davar, just a little thing. This could be as big as focusing our prayer in a different direction, or thinking of a place in the world or a person in our life that we want to be sending our prayer towards. This could be as subtle as changing how our hands rest in our lap, or how we breathe and weave through a song. Without judgment or guilt, I invite us to take a second and think of one small thing that we want to be new tonight in our practice. With a room full of tiny and huge reinventions, we turn to page 2, and I call up David to help us light the candles.
Let the rabbis sing.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu
melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom.
Shkoyach. Shabbat shalom. We have landed. Let's land together with some music, starting on page 12 with Lachune Ranana.
Well, I am going to sing Lachune Ranana, and this is a Lachune Ranana that I wrote the week of July 4th while I was on the North Shore. And I was looking at the Siddur and really wanted to get into the meaning of Lachune Ranana, to be grateful for God's presence everywhere, in everything, and especially imagine being out in the woods and seeing the water and knowing that with every step, with every breath, wherever I am, I'm always amazed with the creative power of the divine within and without. And so this is really a song of grounding and of praise. and I sing it in my car at stoplights. So,
Join in as you catch on.
so I'll do Lila Lies at first so you can hear. The first part is the Hebrew, and the second part is English, and I'm not going to formally teach it so much, but you'll do it.
Turn to page 13, number 4 on the online Siddur for Shirul Adonai.
Shirul Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shirul Adonai, Kol Haaretz, Shirul Adonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basru Miyom Liyom, Yeshuato, Shirul Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shirul Adonai, Kol Haaretz, Shirul Adonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basru Miyom Liyom, Yeshuato, Shirul Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shirul Adonai, Kol Haaretz, Shirul Adonai, Baruchu Shemo, Basru Miyom Liyom, Yeshuato, Shirul Adonai, Shirul Adonai, Shirul Adonai, Adonai Baruchu Shemo Basru Miyom Liyom Yeshuato.
Page 17, number 5 online for Romemu.
The very bottom paragraph. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
Number 6 online, number 1 on our purple sheets on a Bakoach.
Ana bekoach gedula yamincha tatir serura kabel rinat amcha sagveinu tahareinu nohora. Ana bekoach gedula yamincha tatir serura kabel rinat amcha sagveinu tahareinu nohora. I believe in solid ground till I saw the earth in motion in the wind of steady change. In the wind of steady change, and in the ever-rolling ocean.
We move towards Lecha Dodi, page 20 in our Siddur, number 7 online. And we'll take on our tradition of storming the street in the last verse.
And staying here and keeping the party going in here in all of our spaces.
So we are. I know I used my pick at one point and then not at the other. So. Uri, shir Pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela. La 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 lecha dodi la 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 likrat kala la 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela la 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 lecha dodi la 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 likrat kala la 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela lo tevoshi velo tikalmi masti shachahi umatehmi vachechesu ani ami v'nitena iraltila la 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 dodi la 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 likrat kala la 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela v'hayulim shiso shosayit v'rachaku kol mevalim yasis alayim elayim kisas katan al katan la 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 lecha dodi la 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 likrat kala la 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela yamin u'smol tifrotzi v'et Adonai taritzi al yarish ben partzi v'nisis lecha v'nagila la 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 lecha dodi la 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 likrat kala la 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala gam b'simcha u'v'tzola toch emuneh am segula boi kala boi kala la 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 lecha dodi la 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 likrat kala la 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela la 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 lecha dodi la 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 la
Shabbat shalom. Oh, Shabbat shalom. Every once in a while, I feel like I get into a Zoom nightmare where I'm like, is my microphone the only one on? Good Shabbos to Zoom friends and YouTube friends and to this beautiful tangle of people here on 50th Street. We're going to take the next 4 minutes to greet each other. So if you're feeling a little bit like you'd like to be in quiet, please feel free to stay where you are. And if you'd like to meet each other, please feel free. We'll call you back in song. And please, on Zoom, enjoy your breakout rooms. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, everybody.
Shabbos, guys. How was your time in the north? Really glad you made it back in one piece as well. Oh, that's really, yeah, nicely done. So good to see you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so good to meet you. I met your partner, right? Totally, yeah, whatever. Love your family. Family dinner was kind of the best. Brother in New York already? Yeah, he just helped move in. Yeah. No, it sounded like whatever. You turned this off, so it doesn't know.
Good to see you. Okay. So, yeah. I want it. La 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 Please rise in body and spirit for Baruch Hu. Let us call each other to prayer. Baruch Hu is on page 28. We turn together to page 34 for the Shema. Oh, thank you. Actually, even before, I'm going to invite us to sit down, and we get to open our hearts and prepare for the Shema with a Kavanah from Randi. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. So my first image of God from when I was 4 was that God was a stick man who played a banjo. And he lived in a place called heaven, which I knew was located above the sky. But I grew up and I became 5. And then I knew that God was everywhere, which I assumed meant that God could be inside our heads. Well, I knew there were a lot of people in the world, and I didn't imagine that even God could be in everyone's head at once. So I thought he probably stopped in from time to time, like you would a neighbor. And I always tried to think interesting thoughts so that when God did stop in, he would be entertained. It was around this time that my Sunday school class was preparing for our consecration, learning the words of the Shema. And I was so excited to learn the Hebrew words of this holiest of holy prayers. And I could rise with all the congregation and tell God how much I believed. And the day arrived, and I stood with everyone, and perhaps conflating passion with volume, because I wanted to make sure God could hear how much I believed. I cried out at the top of my lungs, Shema! And as soon as the word left my mouth, the world disappeared. And I found myself in a nothingness that was buoyant and sweet. And I knew I had found God. So tonight, as the words in your heart leave your mouth, I invite you to the threshold and fall into the space that holds us all.
Let us rise in body and spirit, as is our custom. Page 34. Shema. may be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. We continue with this interpretation of Ve'ahavta, which is found on page 37.
Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Adonai Elohechem,
We continue together on page 40 or number 11 on the online Siddur with Micha Mocha, this song of moving through the narrows and moving through together.
You're ready for the Lai Lai Lais? Hey, Lai 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 Lai. Tehilo
יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Let's pray for peace together and spread the sukkah of peace through us, over us, between us, just that we might be enwrapped in this shelter, in this sanctuary. Let us sing together on page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha v'taknenu b'etzah tova milfanecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha v'taknenu b'etzah tova milfanecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha v'taknenu b'etzah tova milfanecha. Baruch ata Adonai hapores sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'al Yerushalayim. Let's sing together this song of our relationship with Shabbat, page 44, number 13. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים ביני ובין בני ישראל. Let's not forget. אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם
turn to page 46, page 14, or number 14 online, and we take the great Shir Tikva tradition of pausing for a moment, calling to our mind a word of gratitude, and then on the count of 3, calling out that gratitude for all to hear. 1, 2, 3.
Surprises.
Rain.
We sing together on page 46 as we rise in body or spirit and prepare for some quiet time.
Adonai,
Satak tiftai, ufi agid, tehilatecha. Adonai, taktivta, ufi agid, tehilatecha. Adonai, sataktivta, ufi agid, tehilatecha. Adonai, sataktivta, ufi agid, tehilatecha.
Suri
May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. You, the Ratzon, Imrefi, the Hegion Libi, Lefanecha, Adonai, Suri Vegoali.
We take a moment to pause and bring to mind all the folks in our life that are in need of healing today. In a second, I'll look around the room. Feel free, if you'd like, to call out a name of someone who's particularly on your heart tonight.
Leolyn Rosen.
Devorah Butmax. The words of our Mishaberach are somewhere, which I'm now forgetting, but we'll sing them from our hearts. Elna Refanala, Elna Refanala, Elna Allah, Elna Refana. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Yom Badum. All the names spoken and all the names left in our hearts, may they be on our prayers and in our hearts today as we pray for healing.
Shabbat Shalom. So we're taught in a story that will be familiar to many of you, I think, that we should hold 2 slips of paper in our pockets. On one, it should be written, "The world was created for me." And on the other, I am but dust and ashes. This story is attributed to Reb Simcha Bonum, an 18th century Hasidic Rebbe, and this teaching was meant to help us remember when we feel lowly and depressed that who we are and what we do matters. And when we are feeling high and mighty, that we might reconnect with a sense of humility. These two teachings are there to help us come back into a sense of balance, from feelings of self-importance on one hand and feelings of worthlessness on the other. Yet as Rabbi Adina Allen taught in a Dvar Torah this week, in these words we can hear also something else, something that in an age of hyper-individualism and an increasing sense of isolation and loneliness can help us to ground and reconnect not only to our own psychological center, but to a greater whole of which we are a part and which is inextricably part of us. On one level, dust and ashes is synonymous with nothing, simply a phrase to remind us that we are not so all-important. And yet on another level, we hear this verse teaching us about the incredible interconnection of all of life. As Rabbi Adina teaches, if we are dust and ashes, then we are also part bud and mud, mycelium and microorganisms, dewdrops and daffodil, rainfall and redwood, the powder of pollen and perfume of the freesia, fog and frog, mouse, moisture, mucus, sea foam, and starling, and all the billions of organisms and intricate systems and interrelationships that, very literally, in every moment, breathe us alive. She continues, we are not just one thing, but the ongoing aliveness of billions of things. Instead of humbly mumbling, I am but dust and ashes, we might rather declare in pride, with praise, but dust and ashes I am. This week in Parshat Ekev, the Israelites are preparing to enter the land of milk and honey that they have been moving towards for the last 40 years. And in preparing the Israelites to live on and tend to this land, God cautions, beware lest your hearts grow haughty, and that you say to yourselves, my own power and might, and the might of my own hand have created all of this goodness for me. God forecasts not only the self-importance that can come with the accumulation of power and wealth, but also the sadness and the loneliness and isolation that come, no matter how much bounty we have, when we stop being able to feel our connection to the whole. Nested in our parsha is not just this warning, but also the possibility of repair. Our parsha offers us a pedagogy for staying right-sized, for remembering our place in the ecosystem. The Israelites are instructed how to bless. Ve'achalta ve'savata uverachta et Adonai Elohecha al ha'aretz hatova asher natan lach. When you eat and you're satisfied, bless God for the good land which God has given you. So in the moment of being satiated, the Israelites are instructed to decenter themselves. They are not to bless on the experience of being full, or on the pleasure they might be feeling, or on abundance. They are told to bless al ha'aretz hatova asher natan lach, on the good, bountiful earth that they were given. The blessing creates an opening for the Israelites to speak their interconnection with the earth, with sustenance. They speak aloud the miracle of receiving, of opening to bounty without merit or cause, beyond the gift. Rabbi Chanina Bar Papa teaches in Talmud Brachot, when someone derives enjoyment from this world without a blessing, it is tantamount to stealing from God. When we live without blessing, when we get so bogged down with the heaviness and the hard, or with the belief that somehow we simply merit the good that is coming to us and are entitled to it, we block our connections. We remove ourselves from the flow and the interconnection of life. In this way, Rabbi Chanina Bar Papa's formulation, what we steal from God is ourselves, our awareness, our gratitude, our lives. We remove ourselves by focusing on pleasure, on enjoyment, rather than situating ourselves in the flow of a gift. Blessing allows us the chance to feel both the wild miracle of existence and the sharp specificity of our particular experience. Blessing reminds us everything we are is because of a gift, because of the interconnection of all life. Blessings aim our attention beyond our acquisitions or our achievements into the soil, up to the stars, into the stream, out towards one another. In so doing, our hearts become full, not of ourselves and our capacity, but of love for and connection to the web of aliveness. So offering you this Torah tonight, at the end of a long, hard week, I bless on the miracle of Matan Torah, on the blessing of the giving and the receiving of Torah, even in moments when it feels impossible. I bless on Torah that flows like a river. I bless on the miracle of interconnectedness and the way it calls us back to life and calls us back to purpose. I bless on the miracle of being channels of Torah for each other, of drawing down teaching and holding it out to each other like a gift. Shabbat Shalom. So I'm going to invite us to receive blessing in this time, our community blessing. And so if you feel like cuddling close to the person you're near, if you feel like just taking a moment and breathing and just knowing that actually on Shabbat we get to offer each other blessings. Oh, I like seeing families that are together. This is really sweet. And if you're here by yourself, just know like a good hug to yourself is very accepted here at Shir Tikva. Like a good squeeze as we sing. This is number 3 in our purple sheet. I will assimilate. Hamalach hagoel oti, hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hanearim, vayikarev behem shemi, v'shem avotai, Avraham veYitzchak, וידגול הרוב בקרב הארץ. ישימכם אלוהים כשרה, כרבקה, כרחל וכלאה, כאפרים וכמנשה. יברכך אדוני וישמרך. יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה. יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. And I see our Zoom sages are already adding blessings, but I'm just going to invite you in this moment to share blessings with our group if you have them. Yalalai, 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 ay, yalalai, 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 yalalai. May we honor all that makes us up and all that we will become part of. May we hold our friends close and be held close by our friends. May we see those around us and honor each and every human in our midst. May we all be as sweet as Star, my sweet puppy. May we recognize any emotion we feel entering into Shabbat has its place, has its own gift. May we take this day of rest seriously so we can enter our next week of fighting the good fight. May we be able to remember the sweetness of life and renewal when we are in the midst of bitterness and sharp pain. May we all find moments of rest, even in the midst of chaos and long days of work. May we see our loved ones love themselves and allow them to see us love ourselves. May we be blessed with an abundance of love, the fullness of community, limitless joy, and a meaningful Shabbat to life, l'chaim. Yalai, 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 had a late entry, but it's worth it. Let's just hold this one. Open yourselves one more time. May we embrace wonder as much as 4-year-old Rondi. Can you hear it so? Yesher koach. So as we begin to seal our prayers, our tefillot tonight, we turn together to page 284, number 18, and I invite you please to rise in body and spirit. V'hashevota el levavecha ki Adonai Elohim, v'hashevota el levavecha ki havaya hi Elohim v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. We take this time now to remember those who have died recently and those who have died at this time in years past. And as is the custom at Shir Tikva, if I read a name of a loved one, please raise your hand so I can see you, and I'll come bring you a microphone so you can share a short story. Think like 1 to 3 sentences. I know that's impossible, but thank you so much for trying. And if I don't read your loved one's name, wait till the end of the list. And if you have not heard your loved one's name, just raise your hand and I'll come to you and you'll be welcome to share names and stories. So we're in Shloshim. We're in the first 30 days since the death of Carol Jean Coventry, beloved of Sharon Jaffe. And we observe the yahrzeits of Gary Beninoff, Jay's brother, and Mara Reiser Cappy, Susan Rosenthal's aunt, and Robert Conrad, Craig's father, and Richard Dubrow, Gail's father, and Anna Dworkin, Linda Brooks's grandmother, and Anna's great-grandmother, Fanny Emmer, Jess Rochester's grandmother, and I see Jess on Zoom, Frida Fexo, Mickey Donofsky's mother, Anna Feinberg, Susan Rothbaum's grandmother, Chris Frankowski, Elaine's husband, and I see Elaine also on Zoom tonight. Please share stories in the chat. Carolyn Lewald, Alfred's mother.
My mother was born in 1920 in a pandemic, and she died 2 years ago in 2020 in a pandemic. The pandemic took a lot of things from her. We had planned a huge family reunion for her 100th birthday, which of course didn't happen, and she died a month after her birthday. One of the things the pandemic took from her was she was a duplicate bridge player, and she was competing in bridge tournaments into her 99th year. And of course she had to stop because nobody would play. In 1960, she ran for the local school board in the town in Louisiana I grew up in, and she ran because she thought there should be at least one person on a school board whose children went to public school. And she lost, but she made it to the runoff. She was also a past president of the Louisiana Sisterhood, State Sisterhood. She was a past president of the congregation I grew up in that her great-grandfather founded in the 1890s. She had lots of grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and she had a wonderful life. Thank you.
Jean Lister, T.C. Larga-Espada's spouse. Leah Raskus, David's mother.
I just want to say it was an honor to light candles tonight because my mother, this is her yard site, always started Shabbat by lighting candles, and we had the same melody that we had tonight that we had in our house for the last, we'll just say many years. So it was just it's a tribute, it's an honor. So thank you.
Morris Ratner, Gail Zoffer's grandfather. Johannes Riedel, Claude's father.
Thank you. So my father, Johannes, the first thing I think of is that he was a righteous Gentile. And beyond that, he was a gardener and a musician. And every seed I plant, every weed I pull, every tree I prune, I think of him. And there was a time when I would slave alongside of him, vowing that I would never plant or garden or do anything like that. And yet here I find myself with a wonderful garden and loving the outdoors. And I just love how we talked today about Judaism and its connection with nature. And I got that from my father, and I'm thankful for that.
Becky Robitz, Marlis Fitterman's grandmother. Anna Rosenzweig, Lily Berman's grandmother. Joy Tilson, James's mother. Rosie Warm, Ellen Stetner's grandmother. And Nose Note Zeldis, Hirsch Berman's grandfather.
Hirsch Berman and I are cousins, and that's okay. I don't have this one on the list. But anyway, I knew my great-grandfather. He's my great-grandfather, too, Oscar Berman. And I knew him until I was like in my early teens. My parents and grandparents were young. And he came over from Russia. He was a carpenter, worked really hard, had a really hard life. He had major, really difficult mental health issues that he needed treatment for at a time when people, and men in particular, weren't getting it and stuff. But I appreciate him. I remember him as this stern, tiny little guy.
I invite you, if you are observing a yard site, yes.
My cousin, Diane Margolis, died earlier this week. She and my cousin Saul met just before my bar mitzvah. About 10 years later, she convinced him to move back to her hometown of Manitowoc, Wisconsin, from Los Angeles. And it was quite the family scandal.
I'll stand up. So my mom, Priscilla, passed away, I think 3 years ago now today. And I, when I was born, she had to make a very difficult decision, which was the same one that Zipporah had to make with Moshe. So I don't have any memories of my mother, but I choose to remember her today and, always hope that I'm a fraction of the person that she is and have the fraction of the strength that she had.
Loved one sibling, JT, passed away yesterday. And the last time I saw them, they were collecting money from all of my friends' loved ones so that JT could buy my friend a camera because they're a photographer. And it was just the sweetest thing that I've seen like a sibling do for another sibling. Yeah.
So I invite us, please, to rise and recite Kaddish in honor of those who we have named and in honor of those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Kaddish Tome is found on page 294. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה. בעלמא דיברה חיותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה. דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה. וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring comfort to all those who mourn. And let us say together, amen. You may be seated. So it is just my joy to say Shabbat Shalom. And to say thank you so much to Rachel and to Mindy and to Howard for your beautiful davening tonight. Thank you so much for Rabbi Joey. I'm just so grateful you're here. I just feel this every day, but I feel it all the more so on Shabbos. It's so fun to lead with you. Thank you so much to Gordon, who is making so much happen. Thank you so much to Harry and Sam and the whole Makom Minyan. Thank you so much to David Bailey, who is baking our challah with so much panache. Thank you so much to Julie Jacobs for just knowing exactly what's up all the time. And just so grateful to each of you for choosing to be here and for choosing community in this time. I do not take that for granted, and it's just so, so precious to be able to find each other in this sanctuary. So, Shabbat Shalom. I want to let you know that please, as you're leaving, bring your sidurim to the back tables, separate your purple sheets from your books, and leave them on the table. If you're wearing name tags, feel free to put them back in the baskets, or you can wear them home like I always do. Please find all of our Shir Tikva programming in the e-news that comes out every week. And if you don't receive emails, sign up on our website. And just to say, in the coming days, spoiler, we're going to be sending out a lot of exciting information about high holidays. So if you are not signed up yet, this is such a good time. That's what I've got. I think there's a lot going on in community, and so I'm going to invite us, when we're leaving, to find each other and tell each other what's going on. I've got it. I think you do know what's going on. This is always the precarious part of the service where I start like freestyling and then I forget what we're doing. So thank you, Julie. We're going to say Kiddush and make motzi now. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon inchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת עם כל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ b'te'avot. Shabbat Shalom. I remembered 2 more thank yous. So before we close in song, I want to say thank you, Rondi, for your gorgeous Torah. Thank you so much. Will you please give that kavanah every week? It was so amazing. And thank you also to our incredible Shomrim who are volunteering their time every single week who are not in here davening, but are davening with their bodies and like really holding our community. And please let us not take for granted this unbelievable team of human beings who have been holding our people with so much love and commitment. Yasher koach, Shabbat shalom, and thank you. Let's sing. Thank you.
I have one thing to say.
Ah!
I know it's been quite a service, huh?
Quite a
Shabbat shalom.
service.
Here we are. But last night, after 3 years, was our first choir rehearsal for High Holidays. So if you're thinking about it, or you used to be in it, and you want to show up, rehearsals are in all the e-news and all that. But Sundays and Thursdays, 6:30 to 8:30.
And our amazing director's in the house.
And our amazing director is here.
Yay, Luann!
Luann Matosian.
Yes!
Basses and tenors. Keep Jim warm. There he is. And so this is, if you got a handle on it, this is an old Havan Hashira, but it's based on Handel. How about that?
That's amazing. Page 339.
Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah. 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 Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. What a sweet Shabbos.
Yay.
Thank you, Howard.
Thank you, Howard.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Rachel and Mindy.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tender as always.
Yay.
I was going to say playing with you, singing, playing. Yeah, making music.